Hey, I hear back include me in here. Just got these. They literally just dropped them off from Amazon. Yo, the wind chill today is negative 21. At the moment, it's like 1 degree. Now, an hour ago, it was negative 18. An hour before that, it was negative 13. So we'll see how low it can go. Obviously, I'm not going to the gym today. That's why I have a full setup. I did record a whole little video on the Inspire FT1. I may just have to redo it because I did it on my iPad. Obviously, I didn't upload that. But I just got one of these. A little cheap. But I like these because when I go, I got the ones that I got with the Back Widow. But I'm kind of messing them up by using them too much. And I like to just use those with the Back Widow. I use them at home. So I'm probably going to use these. And also, when I travel, I wanted a cheap pair. So when I travel to and from during the holidays, when I go to the gym, if I were to lose them or something like that, it won't be a big deal. Now, these are the Prodigy wraps, not the Grip Power Pad ones. The other ones that I got was coming a little thing to carry them in, which I prefer. But it's all good. So I'm going to use these today. I am going to try to give you a little bit of footage of me using the FT1 so I can get some footage out on that and show you some exercises. Like I said, I'm going to be hitting back today and rear delts. And I'm going to I'm going to show you some of the attachments I use for like triceps. If anything, I'll do the back stuff today. And then I also do, when I do shoulders and triceps, show you guys some of that. That way you can go ahead and get a little overview in a short, concise video. Short compared to my usual videos. And what I'll do is I'll just do voiceover. That way I can throw the clips in. I can get it up. I've been delayed because I keep running out of space. I apologize about that. But it is what it is. We are like, what, 2 days before Christmas? So, how you going to act? Well, it ain't over yet. So, I hope y'all act like I want to stay around. All right, so this first exercise is an exercise that I learned watching Hunter Labrada. I'm so glad I brought this single arm rope with a single rope because not only is it my favorite for a particular tricep exercise, it feels really great, but also allows me to do a movement like this. Now I do have like a shoulder issue to where there's like some kind of some kind of, I don't know if it's calcification or what through the shoulder. I've had that since the onset of puberty. I've had that since 5th grade. My shoulder used to just randomly kill me, like just start hurting so bad, right? And I never understood why. And you can not like you could feel it. People, let me go back. It's noticeable when you touch it. You can even see it. Some people do have like those little bumps on their shoulders or whatever, like it protrudes out, like a little process, but that's not what mine is. So often when I tell people about it, they think that's what I'm talking about. They say, oh, everyone has that. And I have to explain it to like, no, it's actually coming through the shoulder. And when I showed my doctor, who unfortunately just retired, when I showed him, he said, yeah, I don't know what that is. I never brought it up to the doctor, but now that I'm older, certain things that I either didn't address or didn't think to address, I'm addressing now. Maybe I should have when I was a kid. I don't even think it's one of those things that I don't think I actually told my parents about, so they didn't have the opportunity to bring it up. Sometimes when kids, you tell your parents about things and they don't think it's serious or they think you're just joking or you're overreacting. This wasn't one of those. This particular day, well, the reason that's relevant is because this movement doesn't aggravate those injuries typically, like doing the same movement with a straight bar or even the regular rope. So I'm really glad that I learned this movement. It's common sense that you could do it, but a lot of things that are common sense we just do not think about, especially when we get used to doing things a certain way, especially at this time when exercise innovation is just not something we need to overly rely on because we have so many things given to us. So I'm grateful that I have enough in my house to where I'm able to work around certain injuries like discs, shoulders, elbows. And here you see me stretching the lats are getting filled with blood. So yeah, it's a great exercise. You can really feel it. Today's back day, even though it's roughly a month after I initially recorded this. And I want to do the same thing. Warm up with that exercise with the single rope. Sometimes I try to use a double rope when I'm pressed for time. It doesn't work. Trust me, it hurts. It's not a good idea. Just stick to what works. If it hurts, don't do it. I'm on my knees. Usually I use the bench and sit down and position myself. But I was doing it like this, and after this session, I realized that, once you get so much stronger, it doesn't work. And I need to actually upgrade the weight stacks on here so that as I get stronger, I can keep progressing. I probably did a review on these. I'm sure I did. At least I recorded one. I'm sorry, I'm bad at uploading. These are not prime handles. They are off-brand prime handles. I've gotten them from Amazon. I have this pair. I have a green pair that will probably make an appearance in a different video. And I use those ones downstairs on my multi-gym because it has cables on it. So I use that for various exercises down there. That way I don't have to travel with them. And the bright green against this black and red machine is annoying to me. I don't want to continually look at it. I don't want it to be, it kind of clashes in my opinion. I don't like it. It's just not my kind of thing. It hurts my eyes, which may be overly sensitive. But yeah, this is good. Hits the last on that lower portion. You just bring it, bang, right down into the pocket. Lets you can rotate out freely. And then as you bring your arm down, really just drive into the lats. You pull through the elbows, drive into the lats. I feel like I've gotten a little bit wider with this. I definitely have made some improvements. And of course, when the lats are wide and the waist is small, you just look crazy. You just look that much more bigger than you are. And I'm not really a big person skeletally. Skeletally is a funny word, but you got to make that illusion, right? All right, as you can tell, this is one of the boxes for the stack upgrade for the FT1. Yeah, look at it. This is I believe it's the FCS bench. I forgot what it's called, which I got that free. Now, when I originally got the bench, well, let me back up. I was watching Fit to Fat to Fit, which is a show where basically trainers who've never been fat get fat and then try to get fit again to identify with the people that are training. So, yeah. Sorry about this light in the back, by the way. But I noticed that the guy on the show, one of the trainers on the episode I was watching, he had the FTX. And my TV, right where this is at, was right here. Turned diagonal just like this. And every time the camera would show this thing in the background, it would show it lined up with the corner. So originally I was thinking about maybe putting it in the hallway, maybe, right? Because I got a lot of space in the hallway, to be honest. And obviously my wife wasn't really feeling that when I kind of brought it up. But to her dismay, I realized, I was like, wait, that lines up perfectly with this corner. So what I did was, because the whole season, like, it's flashing. That whole episode, that was one of the, I can't remember if that was the one when they had everybody go the whole season or if it was when they were still doing trainers with single episodes, but they kept showing it. And I was sold. And around this time, my dad was moving, so me, my boy Gary, and actually Jose was coming to help us. We took a wrong turn and got stuck in traffic, which was my fault. So by the time we never actually got to meet up with Jose to have him help us because we got stuck in traffic, which kind of wasted Jose's time, which I'm sorry about. This was a while ago, but he kind of felt like we weren't respecting his time, and I was letting him know, like, no, it's not we weren't respecting your time. We got stuck in traffic because we made a wrong turn at the wrong time of day. But we definitely appreciate, because he's there when we call him, because he helped us move a whole lot of times. Like he was like, yo, he's just like, let me know when, I'll be there. And if you don't call him back or give him a time, he's like, yo, let me know. So, he definitely appreciated. But both of them actually has helped because helped my dad move a few times, helped me move a few times. So these are friends from college, so they've been there every time I had to call upon them. So I'm not at all taking that for granted. I appreciate that because there's people you call that legitimately can't make it, or just say no, or don't want to do it, or don't pick it up, or don't follow up. And they follow up with me like, hey, when's this going down? When are we doing this? Hey, let me know. If we got to, we'll take off. We'll do what we got to do to make sure it happens. If not, if we can't come this day, we'll come that day. Just let us know. We'll get in where we fit in, right? So I appreciate that. But Gary was meeting us at the house that my dad was moving from. And my dad had to go to the storage unit first. So he's like, yo, we got to hurry up because we got to do this. And then we got to go back, get him, and then start moving stuff. So I'm like, all right. But G&G Fitness was over there. Now, this was my chance. I looked on Costco. Costco, I already tried to buy it, honestly, off of Costco, but it didn't work out, which I'm glad. The FTX was $1,300 at this time with the Costco deal. So I went in G&G. I was like, hey, man, G&G Fitness. I said, hey, I'm looking for the FTX. He said, we don't sell the FTX. I said, what? He said, yeah, Costco's selling it for $1,300. We have to buy it pretty much for around that cost. We need to sell it at what the retail cost already is to make a profit. So how are we going to sell it when they're selling it less than, like, they're selling it for what it cost us? No, they're actually selling it around the price or a little bit less than it cost them as a store to buy it, to sell it. So he said, yeah, that's why most of the stores except Costco are not selling it. And I noticed that online. I'm like, well, if they're selling it for $1,300, why would I buy it for $1,800 off this website? Now I know why. But he did say we got the FT1. I'm like, well, that's like another $1,000. I'm here to spend $1,300, not $2,400, and I don't even get the free bench. Now this is a nice bench. I like this bench. Nice quality bench. It has like a 500-pound limit. I only use it for this though. And he's like, pretty much, well, I'll throw in the bench for you for free. The bench is $400. This is a $400 bench. The other benches I use don't cost as much. All right. This is not like one of them rogue channels or nothing. When I'm like, yo, rogue, AB, whatever. Like, nah. This is get what you can afford and put it together, and the best you can afford, and save a few bones. Do that. So I saw it, marked it off. And meanwhile, my dad keeps calling me like, yo, we got to hurry up. Like, what are you doing? He probably already knew it was a bad idea for me to go in the store, which everybody knows. But I had to take the time to do the credit check, fill out the paperwork, get the information and all that, which if I ever buy something again, which I told him I'm thinking about getting a barbell set. I ended up getting a barbell set from somewhere else, but I may buy a few more plates. So, I told him, give me your information because, I'll come when I come to the store. I'll contact you or whatever. I'll deal with you. So, get your little commission or whatever, because you really helped me out. And he was nice. I'm cutting everything short as far as the fluff. And that's what happened. So they came to the house later on. They had it delivered. I'm in a different county altogether than where I work. When I was working at the time. And the guy comes to deliver. They knock on the door. I knew the truck was coming because I always keep a listen out. It's one of the guys from the gym. He's like, dude, don't you work at the gym? I'm like, he's like, dude, you work at the gym and you're getting gym equipment? I was like, hey. But anyways, paid them the $200 to assemble it. This is the only thing I didn't assemble myself. And it was probably one of the easier things to assemble, to be honest. But they assembled it. Costco said they'd deliver anywhere in your house. These guys, they said, we can deliver anywhere. I said, anywhere? They're like, yeah, anywhere. I was like, dude, so yeah, I could take it all the way upstairs. Because I was thinking, how am I going to get it upstairs? They said, yeah, we'll take it upstairs. We'll put it together up there. It's like, oh, okay. So they delivered it, put it together, gave them the $200 cash, and they left. I mean, pretty simple. Our washing was pretty fast. Just put the two sides together. The one thing I will say is make sure you get the weight stacks already if you're planning to upgrade. The FTX, you cannot upgrade the weight stacks. The FT1, you can. If you get the FTE from Dick's, it already comes with all the weight on it. So that's a plus. Right now, actually, currently, December 23rd, 2022, not 1922 if we're crazy. But Costco, they're having a little sale on like the SC something. It's like the Smith. It's like a functional trainer. It's an Inspire. So go in there, just type in Inspire Fitness. You'll see it. It's 2400. Like this is 2400, except you have a Smith bar that moves up and down, kind of like I believe the FT2 or the SCS. No, I think it's the FT2. And you can switch it to from a 2-to-1 ratio to a 1-to-1 ratio. It just doesn't have all the extra pulleys that lets you attach it to the SCS bench. So it's like in between that. It's like a step in between the FT2 and the FT1. But it's 2400 right now on Costco. I believe it's like it's going to retail like 5,000 or something like that once this is over. So if you want that, if you're trying to get something like that, you can go ahead, watch some reviews on it. That may be a good option. But if you're thinking about getting the FT1, man, go ahead and do it. But make sure you get the upgraded weight stacks. It comes with 165 pounds. And you could get upgraded by getting another 50-pound weight stack, which I believe is like 215 pounds. So, which is what I did. I just got to take this partially apart and add them on because I got it after. Weight stacks came fast. I probably should have waited till Black Friday because they were 50% off. 15% off. But it's all good. They told me it'll take 6 weeks to get them, so I didn't want to slack when I initially was looking at them. But it only took like a week or two from when I ordered them. I just forgot about them, and they just showed up at the door. So that was pretty cool. But I'm getting a little bit tired. Not much on the Inspire. I hope you guys appreciate this home gym series, even though it's slowly moving. Like I said, some pieces have crazier stories than others. This one was more of one of, I just kind of went in the store, hurried up and made a purchase and then left. But I just kept seeing it in the corner on that TV show. So I was like, I got to get it. I got to have it. And I already was wanting one just to do flies, which that ties into the pec fly from Body Smith that I got and the reverse / chest fly that I got from Body Solid, which that video should already be up because I got those and I still ended up getting this. So thank you guys. Hopefully you appreciate the clips, the story, and you're able to follow along and enjoy. I have other stuff that I want to put up, other stories that are a little bit more maybe exciting, maybe not. But this is just to show you guys what I have. And maybe we'll do a little walkthrough at some point of everything. If you have questions, ask. Yes, the pulleys, you know, they move left to right. Nylon pulleys, not aluminum. They're smooth enough. Most people are going to be cool. Probably the only person complaining. Oh, did I tell you guys the attachments that came with it? Real quick. That came with my multi-gym downstairs. This I bought extra from RDX. This stuff came with it. I used the straight bar actually for behind the neck presses. Also, I like the way this pull-up bar is shaped. I like this. It feels good on the lats for chin-ups. I actually attached this to my wrist to do shoulder raises. This little ankle strap. I love it so much so when I was working, the one gym I was working at, I told them to buy some so that the people at the gym can also do that movement. Everybody I show loves it. I'm going to actually show you guys me using this in a little bit for face pulls. But I use these rings when I'm doing like chest flies and the longer ones for the face pulls. Feels great. I was actually working out at the gym and our ropes were all frayed. So I just grabbed two of the handles that they have similar to this for the face pulls. Great. This is another one from RDX that I got, the long rope down here. All right, the long rope. I use that for rope pull-throughs. And this, I don't really fully understand what they want you to do with it, like squats or something, but I just haven't found it to be too beneficial. And of course, I got the off-brand prime handles, which are actually pretty decent, you know. I made a video talking about and reviewing these, but I probably didn't upload it because some of them are actually on my iPad. And I never upload videos I make on an iPad. I don't really spend that much time on it. But all right, I'm gonna show you the last exercise, and then I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you some clips from my tricep and shoulder day. Obviously, I'm probably just gonna talk over. That way we can get through this, and it's not too long. All right, so you heard. Hopefully, you stuck. You stuck around because I was taking that pre-workout, man, and I was a little amped up, just a little bit, because I was excited. I was working out. I was training. You know how the pre-workout does. It's not even high in stimulus, but once the energy gets going, you get going. And I'm one of those people. I definitely, my heart rate increases as I speak, right? So I get kind of hyper when I start to talk already. Anyways, so face pulls with this. I was working out at the gym, and the ropes were afraid. The ropes were so afraid, they were like almost poking me in the eyes, afraid beyond belief, right? So like you heard of the book, maybe Huge Beyond Belief or Big Beyond Belief. I think that was it, Big Beyond Belief. These were afraid beyond belief, right? So they had the handles with the multiple grips on it, similar to the ones I have right now. Some people they had ones like these but slightly longer, where I can clip it in two places, and they have ones where you can clip it in like 4 or 5, which you guys have probably also seen. So I just put 2 of those on there and started doing the face pulls like this. And it felt really good. I actually felt better on theirs than it feels on mine, probably because the handles were a little bit longer and it was a little bit higher, but I really like this movement. So I just switched to doing them like this, to be honest. And I have back today, even though it's like almost a month later. So, yeah. Like this, though. Feels real good. Give it a try. That's all I can say. Now, I can't wait until I actually upgrade the stacks. The problem with not upgrading the weight stack when you first get the machine is you have to take certain things apart, slide all the weights off, and put them all the way back on. Now, you could just slide them on the top, but it'll look kind of tacky. I ain't going for all that. I thought about doing that, but let's just do it right. All right, so this is a movement, one of my favorite movements. I actually show everybody in the gym this movement while I'm working at, where I was working at, even if I'm just training at the gym and they inquire about it. And if I see a lot of people just do this exercise with the handles, holding the handles. I found it to be much better with the ankle strap around the wrist. I don't even know who I saw do this first. However, it feels way better, probably because the distance is closer to the actual side of the delt, and you're not pulling with the wrist, you're not pulling with the hands. You're able to actually move up through the elbows and get the resistance closer to the muscle that you're working. All right. And it feels great. So give it a try. If you do not have an ankle strap, go ahead and get one. I prefer one around the size that I'm using. I don't know the size of this, as it did come with the machine, as I stated earlier, but it's perfect for that. I don't really do any adductor or abductor work on this as of yet, but I need to. I'm planning on starting, so I can't give you a review as how the ankle strap works for that. Okay, so now this is me. I mentioned I had a shoulder issue earlier, so shoulder presses have always given me an issue, even with the dumbbells and the Arnold press once they got so heavy. Oddly enough, the only shoulder press that hasn't given me any issues, well, besides the hammer strength one, which sometimes maybe, but for the most part, no, and I haven't used it that much to really tell you, are behind the neck presses. Now, I prefer to do behind the neck presses using this because the cable resistance already helps. Like if you have an injury or something, just the fact that the tension is going both ways, I do not fully understand the reason why behind it. I will not pretend. I found it to be better for injuries and to feel better on injuries, especially if you're trying to rehab them or have any pain, even depending on what it is. So I don't feel any pain with this, but behind the neck presses, I don't feel any pain with, even with a barbell, which you would think is counterintuitive because a lot of people say it's a dangerous movement. A lot of people dislike it, but I feel good. Now here, I'm doing some rope pull downs. Remember, you pull down with the rope, you push down with the bar. So typically, I do several sets, pyramiding up in weight of rope pull down, and then I switch the bar to a straight bar and continue to go up in weight with the rope. All right, guys. So just to finish up, because I know we got cut off, I like to start with the rope pull downs, switch to the tricep bar, press downs because you can handle more weight. So I pyramid up and then I do a drop set and that hits the triceps pretty good. Feels real nice. I'm actually getting ready to hit back again. So I've been drinking my pre-workout. Makes it a little bit difficult to speak, right? Because it got a few ingredients in here. I got expansion and exone here from 015 Nutrition. I got a lot of it. I use that because I'm stim sensitive, so I combine those two when I'm working a little bit later. So right now it's like 9 o'clock at night, so I'm not up all night. I'm stim sensitive, but you guys know that I use the old school labs, right? So I got the hookup for that. Find that in the description. Final takeaways on the FT1. I like it. You see, like I got this corner behind me. That's the same kind of corner this is in. It fits perfectly in the corner, out of the way. If you're like 6'2" and up, maybe you want to go with a larger unit. Some people complain about the height and all that stuff. I have long arms. I haven't had any issues with like flies or anything like that. I am under 6 feet tall, but I have a long wingspan. Probably was supposed to be taller, but I'm not. Anyways, I recommend buying it. So go ahead, grab it. They do have a commercial version as well if you need something taller or bigger. It comes with a lot of attachments. So when I recommend getting a functional trainer to anyone, this is the one that I recommend. If you have one that's attached to your rack already or part of your rack, then I think it'll be life-changing to go out and buy this one instead. Probably not. But thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you later. How you gonna act?